Are you guys ready to get the gassy on?
Are you guys ready to get real gassy in this bitch?
No gassy jokes. No gassy jokes allowed.
Okay. I mean...
That's right, I'm enforcing these rules this time, bitch.
Yeah, it's not like we made a stupid gassy joke in every episode thus far.
No. Oh boy, no. Everyone knows that the gas spreads. This is the nature of gas. It spreads into the atmosphere. Just as the Gassy Boys podcast does. It spreads into the ethos of the people around us. It's a metaphor, man mode. You wouldn't understand.
Well, the thing is, you and I have a different definition of gas. While you sit there in your room, fucking leaking gases out of your ass. I mean it more in a...
I actually, my ass has been sewn shut for 30 years. I leak gas out of my legs. I open like holes in them. It's pretty gross.
I mean gas in like more 420. You know it, bro.
Look, it's just the difference between being a pig and being a man mode.
Exactly.
It's just how it is.
Although, if I'm being completely real and breaking my character as a gassy boy,
What character?
I do hate weed.
Same.
I think
I don't want to get into it because it's too much.
Weed-
I'll go on a fucking tangent.
weed
I
is
think
the
it's
worst
terrible.
thing ever invented.
I lived in LA, the capital of Weed Town. I hate it. It's terrible. Whatever.
With that said, I'm smoking something even more terrible than weed. So,
yeah?
yeah, I mean, cigarettes are pretty much worse than
Cocaine?
weed.
Can you smoke cocaine? I don't even know.
Because cigarettes kill you, but weed just makes you dumber.
Yeah, weed kills you in like a more innocent way.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just gassiness to me is this image of me in my full Buddha mode. You know, as Say Anything once said, one of the best bands of all time. I'm skinny when I'm standing, but I'm Buddha when I sit. And if I'm truly so enlightened, why'd I waste your time with it? Great line. And being the Buddha self, as I sit right now, I feel the gas is churning. This is my idea of gas, and you have to embrace the gas. You can't just decide one day, fuck it, I'm going to be a healthy, skinny, strong boy. No. You have to realize that the gas has always been part of you. It's being at one with yourself, one with nature.
Oh, I realize now. You have enlightened me. Damn.
Yeah. Bitch.
So, in a way, we are all gassy boys. We just haven't realized it yet.
Yes. Pretty much.
Also,
Are
maybe...
we supposed to be recording a podcast right now?
Yeah. We're good.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm being a baka gaijin, and maybe I don't know anything about English, but isn't gassy like also supposed to mean that someone looks good?
I can't even think of a single context where that would work.
Anyway.
Unless you're memeing. And I'm too dumb to get it because I'm a fucking pig.
Well, maybe we're both not gassy enough.
Probably true.
Who are you, by the way? Who am I speaking to?
Oh yeah! I'm the pigliest pig, the fattest fatso in fucking Fatland, the greenest belly man in the world, the electric hobo.
I am the waifu expert, the fabulous weeb, man mode.
The Ritu Smasher.
You can find me at youtube.com/manmode for the trashiest, worthless YouTube anime video reviews.
I think I have a custom URL. I just registered that URL as like my like old middle school username.
Well, rip.
I think let me try this.
I don't think you can change that.
You could. Well, back when I did it, you could. There was no requirement. You could create a custom URL as long as it wasn't in use.
I mean, you can't change it now, can you?
No, I can't. Not until I break 10,000 subs. 10,000 views, I believe. Or I have to have 100 views. I think that's DOTD.
Well, even then,
does this work?
I think you only get one shot
It works!
at your URL. Like a lot of good big YouTube channels have a shitty URL because of their old channel name, and they created an old one and they're stuck with it.
I'm pretty sure you can change it. I'll find out once I break 100 subs. Subscribe to me, please.
Yeah, I don't think that will ever happen.
If you type into YouTube, Sorry, let me start from the beginning. https://www. I forgot a W. youtube.com/user/BOOF. So boof. Capital, all caps. These 4 letters here. DOTD. That's my old username.
Yeah, well,
I think that was
maybe
I don't know what that means.
Maybe some people don't know this, but there's another man mode on YouTube that is actually bigger than me, and
I knew this.
Posts stupid fucking meme epic fail compilations.
Yep.
And I stole the URL from him.
Because he's a fucking faggot.
I reached 100 subs before him, and now he has surpassed me. Like, I think he has like 5,000 subs.
What a fucking he's at. No, I think a lot of people left. He hasn't uploaded in like 4 months. He has like 3,400.
Okay.
He's got a really weird upload schedule. He released like a whole bunch of shit in the span of like 2 months, and then he stopped for 5 months, uploaded a video 4 months ago, and hasn't uploaded since.
Well, maybe he have seen my videos and realized that he's not really man mode. Maybe he was bitch mode all the time, and he didn't know it until he saw my videos, and he left.
What the fuck? Most of his videos rather, don't break 10,000 views, but for some reason, there's like 3 of them. There's one that's at 630,000.
Of course.
There's one that at 170,000. Yeah, you're right. They're all like, oh god, they're like kids compilations.
Yeah.
Ew.
Disgusting,
Ugh.
right?
Yeah,
How
it's really
dare he
gross.
call himself man mode?
Ugh.
Nothing man mode about him. Nothing. Okay?
No.
Anyway, this podcast, we've been talking about nothing this whole time. And
Look, that's for the viewers to decide.
okay, Hobo, let's not get distracted anymore. This podcast. So, we've been doing this stupid meme podcasts, and I think they're great. I think we've kind of been pushing what a podcast can be.
Yeah.
Like we have I don't think people think as big when we and even we, the two of us, didn't think about making a podcast of this quote unquote scope. And it's funny because no one watches them, but I think they're great. I listen to a lot of podcasts, and I think the quality of our podcast is actually higher of most podcasts out there.
Here's the thing, man. People, these fucking podcasts, they might not do well today. But I really have a strong feeling that in like 2 years, when I'm the fucking triple billionaire platinum YouTuber, people are going to look back on those podcasts and they're going to realize, holy shit, everything else I've consumed in my life was meaningless.
Yeah.
People will know.
But for this one, I thought, okay, let's actually make a basic-ass podcast. Let's do a basic-ass episode. You know, the one
that way we can, like,
where you have a
we can show up
topic,
the people. Yeah.
Yeah, you have a topic
ahead.
and we talk about it. That's the podcast.
We can try to make our podcast episodes a fucking meta clusterfuck to break everyone's brain. But I think we need to, like, go down to everyone else's level to show that we can still rock the fuck out of them.
Well, I think
normie-ass
I
topics.
think you're kind of unnecessarily raising expectations.
I got to get the people hyped.
Yeah.
What the fuck is wrong with you? Stop it.
Well, what happens if
I have to try.
What happens if we're just bad?
I quit. We gotta shut it down. YouTube's dead.
Anyway, this
I'm gonna sue
podcast
YouTube.
is about two gassy boys discussing
YouTube killed my parents.
art. What
Oh.
art means to us, what we think art represents. And right away, I want to raise the question.
Art,
What?
more like fart, am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is art? What is art?
The only thing that really matters in life? Pretty much. I mean, here's the thing. If you're not living to consume art, then I think you're living in the real world too much. And if you ever think that you've consumed too much art, it just means that you have to consume a different kind of art. Art is insanely integral to your human existence. Art can be fucking anything, but at the same time, you know when art isn't art. We'll get to that later.
I think art is important to like better your everyday life.
Nah, everyday life is meaningless. I live my everyday life just so I can have money to continue to consume art.
So, as I understand it, you live everyday life to consume art, while I consume art to live every day.
Pretty much.
Okay.
That sounds about right.
How do you feel about reading the definition of art?
Oh, we gotta find the Urban Dictionary definition.
I think we can just read the actual definition this time, not be the fucking trashy PCP
What the fuck?
memesters.
Manny boy, you still there? Manny boy?
Hello? You sound like trash.
Manny boy?
You're lagging.
Man mode.
Hello?
I hear you sometimes, but you sound like a robot.
Hello?
Hello, hello?
You sounded like trash.
You did too. I don't know what that was.
Okay.
I think it was my end, but I'm not even sure.
Anyway, let's continue.
Anyway. What the fuck did you ask? Oh yeah, definition of art. Alright, I have pulled up the Merriam-Webster definition of art. 1. Skill acquired by experience, study, or observation. 2. A branch of learning, one of the humanities. Or arts, like liberal arts.
Mm-hmm.
3. An occupation requiring knowledge or skill. Like the art of stuff. Like the art of being a building man. I don't know. 4. The conscious use of skill and creative imagination, especially in the production of aesthetic objects. This is the art we all know and love.
Yeah.
Making paintings. 5. Archaic, a skillful plan. Okay, whatever. Now we're getting in the rest
weird
of these
shit.
are just fucking
So
yeah, the nitty gritty.
I typed art definition and immediately it pops up like I don't even have to click anything.
Sure. I just wanted the official definition, from the source.
Yeah, but it says
Of English.
the expression or application of human creative skills and imagination, typically in a visual form such as painting or sculpture, producing works to be appreciated primarily on their beauty or emotional power.
Yeah.
And I think this is actually the best definition.
Yeah, that's pretty right.
So I think art can I think this is my definition. I think people can call anything they make art. It's just probably bad art.
Yeah.
Because I think art has to have some kind of emotional emotions being portrayed in art and being designed to like make people feel things. So,
Yeah.
you know, I thought of this example on the spot while I was talking to my friend.
I wish I had friends.
Someone can give me a piece of cardboard and call it a paper. And in some way, that cardboard is really a paper, right? It's kind of made of the same stuff in a way. It's just bad piece of paper to the point that I don't consider it paper. The same is with art, right? You can come at me and say Eromanga Sensei is art. And in many ways it is. It's just bad art.
I mean, is porn art?
It is, but it's not as valuable, in my opinion, as some other pieces of art.
Porn is important, but it's not gonna change your fucking life, probably.
Because
I don't know, there's some really good porn out there.
But pretty much all porn can do is either make you feel good or disgusted.
Yes,
And
usually some kind of combination of both.
it doesn't have a range like other pieces of media have. Like the animes, right? The video games.
Miyazaki was right.
Yeah. Was he though? I think anime is
I
pretty
don't know.
cool sometimes.
Probably not.
It can be cool, right? Anime?
Yeah, dude.
Like, you know.
Fucking citrus.
I watched Gurren Lagann last night. I think,
dude,
that
Gurren
is-
Lagann is not. It's not an anime.
not
It's a movie broken into 27 pieces
okay.
of 24 minutes each with an opening and an ED in every episode.
Yeah, and narration at the beginning.
Yeah.
Dude, I realized that Simone is
Whoa!
actually the one narrating everything.
Yeah.
The older Simone. Anyway,
Yeah. Spoilers.
do you have like your definition of what art is? What art means to you?
Not really, because, like, for me, everything I consume is, like, a constant influx of art kind of shit. Like, scrolling through Twitter, you might scroll through, like, a bunch of garbage of, like, people saying whatever, but then you might come across something like a piece of, like a drawing or, like, a really funny sentence or, like, any tweet ever by Bill Wirtz, and that shit's art. That shit's fucking creative, and it says something.
Yeah.
But, like, you know, is that as important as anything else? I don't know. Is fucking Bob the Bomb Blast art? Yeah, but I don't know. I mean,
Sure.
barely.
It's a piece of
on the fucking
cardboard.
border. Yeah, exactly. That's very much the cardboard. I mean, it's like, I think for me, it's like anything humans create in some kind of weird, twisted way is art, but like, it can have different like amounts of value. It's just, art is a bad kind of word. Like, the language of it is really confusing and dumb, and we don't, like, in English, there's just not words to, like, go into finer detail with it.
Never will be, because art is really just a concept we made up.
Yeah, exactly.
Art doesn't mean really anything. And I was arguing this with my friend because he said that chemistry
God, I wish I
can
had
be
friends.
art or math can be art. And I was like, dude, in a way, if you stretch it can be art if you feel like you're expressing yourself, like you're somehow conveying emotion.
2 plus 2 equals 4.
He was more talking about chemistry.
Yeah.
But he said that, you know, you can, in a way. And I was like, sure, it's probably just really bad art.
Yeah, like, so unartful that it's almost better it didn't exist.
Yeah, that's why I said, you know, you can call it art, but I won't. Because it's so far out there that I don't even consider it the same thing, you know?
I just don't care about the definition of art because the more important conversation is shit that's good versus shit that's bad.
Well, I think the definition is kind of important because
Yeah,
and I'm
but-
about to get into it right now. So,
Okay.
games. Are games
Gays.
art?
Oh, games.
Yeah.
Gays are most definitely art. Holy shit.
But what about the video games? Do you think
I
video
mean-
games are art? Of course, right?
Yeah, all of them. Yeah.
And
Yeah, I mean,
people would like video games to be acknowledged as real art, as in movies, and they won the real awards and, you know, all that stuff.
I need fucking Doki Doki Literature Club in a museum.
Well, here's the question. If we want the games to be art and people like to games as art, why are we talking about them as if they were toys?
Yeah.
You know, in the same sentence, someone will say, I think games are art. I wish this video game I like would have more pixels. You know? You're talking about a toy. You're talking about little mechanics.
Yeah.
We're not looking at the whole picture. Right?
It's true. It's true.
And I've been really
You're not looking at the
thinking
feelings.
about this because people who play Nier Automata, a lot of people who played Nier Automata in 2017 say it's a good game, not their game of the year, because the combat is not perfect. It's not a 10 out of 10 because the combat is not perfect. The open world is not the best. And I'm thinking, dude,
Near
if
Automaton.
you got the experience close to what I got in terms of the whole game, how can you talk? I mean, I'm not against criticizing games for gameplay and all the technical aspects. I'm just saying we have to look at the whole picture. How can you
Yeah.
you know, criticize all these things and think it detracts from your experience when you know yourself you got that experience out of it in the end?
Yeah. I think, like, the trap that a lot of people fall into, and I do this too. People, like, for example, when I think for a lot of people who finished Nier Automata, even all the way to the end, like, I think they made the mistake of trying to look at the whole game as like a complete experience, and they're like, yeah, everything for like playthrough C, D, and E was like fucking whoa, but like I didn't have a good time in A or B or whatever, and because they can't get that out of their mind, they like that like bogs down their experience of the whole thing.
Yeah.
Whereas like I actually think that the disappointing parts of playthrough A and B are important to your enjoyment of the rest of the game in some way.
Yeah. And I don't want to completely dismiss people who look at who get into real technical stuff and, you know, equate their experience to that, because in many ways like the gameplay alone, like the mechanics, the feel of the game is art in itself, because it conveys different emotion. It can like make you feel different ways when you play the game, right?
Yeah.
I'm just saying a lot of people don't look at the games for where it counts. Like Nier Automata is the perfect example. Like how well written that game is. What scope does it have in terms of storytelling and what it says, the philosophy, the depth. Compare the scope
Moon
of Nier
Humans.
Automata and its narrative to any other game that came out this year, and you can see the clear difference, right?
But dude, Zelda Breath of the Wild redefines the open world.
Exactly
It's the Dark
my
Souls
point.
of Skyrim
Exactly
games.
my point. You are looking at the games as toys. You know? You got a new car toy and you're playing with it and you're talking about how great it felt.
Fucking Hot Wheels.
And
Did you get Hot Wheels in Slovenia?
yeah,
I love Hot Wheels.
I had a few of those. I never could.
Sorry.
I could never afford the expensive tracks and shit like that, though.
Yeah. Oh no, just the cars.
Yeah. Anyway,
Hot Wheels are art.
I was having a discussion with some of my Discord buddies. You can join
Wow,
the
you have
Discord.
even more friends?
You can join the
Jeez.
Discord by clicking the link in the description. The Gassy Boys
Oh, yeah.
Discord.
Those guys are your friends? Wow, I did not get that impression.
Yeah. They're my friends. I just wanted to be polite, okay?
Sure.
They're as much of my friends as you are my friends. What you gotta say about that?
I gave you a kiss.
But I was saying that Zelda is a great game. It's not the best art. It's the Skyrim of 2017, in my opinion. I think it's a great
Yeah.
game that as soon as a better one comes out, and you know, this partially holds true in my mind because it's a Zelda game. Obviously, people are just not going to forget about it because it has Zelda in the title. But if it didn't have Zelda, the soon as a better open world comes out, they look back at the Breath of the Wild and think, you know, that wasn't as great as we thought it was. Maybe there were greater games, greater experiences that I prefer to go back to rather than Zelda.
Yeah.
And, you know,
yeah.
this is the Dark Souls compared to Skyrim in 2011. Everyone was giving Skyrim or Batman games of the year. Dark Souls was this little game that came out, you know? No one talked about it. Like, well, look at us now. Look at us now. Okay? The Dark Souls of video games, right? Everything is being compared to Dark Souls. Everything is inspired by Dark Souls. Dark Souls, in a lot of people's mind, is way better than any game that came out in 2011.
You know, it's funny. I've had this thought for a while, but I haven't had a place to really talk about it. Like, people keep saying this fucking Dark Souls of bullshit, which is funny. I appreciate the meme, I guess. But like,
I don't find it funny.
I don't understand it, because not the Dark Souls of anything, but like you said a second ago that games are like inspired by Dark Souls,
Yeah.
but like nowadays, but I don't really. I mean, sometimes you get like occasional games like Neo, and like Salt and Sanctuary or something, but I don't think like Dark Souls has like affected bigger games yet. I don't know. I still kind of feel like the big AAA games are the big AAA games and have taken nothing from like the greatest game of all time.
Well,
so
some aspects were inspired, maybe. Like the online, dude. It's crazy to think about how Dark Souls I mean, it's Demon Souls, but no one cared about it, right? It's Dark Souls that brought those.
I care about it.
I'm talking in the sense that like the large
I know.
majority of people don't care about it.
I just have to defend Demon Souls whenever I can.
People probably didn't draw inspiration in terms of online aspects from Demon Souls, even though it came first. It was Dark Souls the one that brought those things to light.
Oh yeah.
That's what I mean.
You know, I said that like games don't really, like AAA games don't really take anything from Souls games. I take that back. Like the combat in the fucking Assassin's Creed Origins, it's not good. but like you look at it and it's just it looks like a Souls game. Like the way the character moves and you dodge around and you gotta dodge roll. Like come on, there's a dodge roll. Like the fact that exists, that is clearly like some kind of inspiration. So you know what? Maybe we're getting close to games realizing that the greatest thing ever created was run underneath their noses the whole time.
And I think the ironic aspect of all this is that most games can't even come close to understanding, let alone recreating that feeling of what makes Dark Souls special. In fact, I think that even Dark Souls 2 and 3...
Yeah, I was going to say that. FromSoft can't even capture what makes Dark Souls special.
And especially game journalists, they have no idea what makes Dark Souls great. No idea at all. None of the games they compare are even close to Dark Souls. Even the fucking obvious ones like Neo. Because Dark Souls is not just about being hard. Dark Souls is not just about being bleak and dark. It's about all the little things.
Yeah, it's true.
It's about the feeling it invokes.
Like, you can take the combat from Dark Souls and put it in Assassin's Creed, but it's not going to make Assassin's Creed good in the way that Dark Souls is good, because like the combat of Dark Souls perfectly reflects the game it's in, you know?
Okay, this is a great segue into my next point.
Segue.
What would you say is the most important? How would you rank these in order? Gameplay, story, graphics/aesthetics, and sound/music. How would you rank those from most important to least important?
Sure. You might have to list them again, but immediately, graphics, like visuals, are first for me.
Aesthetics,
and then gameplay.
Okay.
And then probably sound, like music and sound effects. Stories at the bottom. Was there another one I missed?
No, those are the ones.
Yeah.
Okay, here's my point. I know I kind of put you on the spot and you had to rank them in order. And sure, these are the most important to you. But I think this is why we sort of look games as toys. I think it's really important that all of these combined make a great piece of art.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
A great experience. Same as in filmmaking. You can't have one without the other and have it be a great film. I mean, I'm sure in some examples you can, same as in games. But what makes Dark Souls is the combination of the atmosphere, the aesthetic it's going for, the exact gameplay, the exact story, and the exact sound, which is for the most part, no sound. I mean, no music.
Well,
there is sound.
The sound design is fucking incredible.
Yeah.
The sound of your character's movements in the world around you is better than any soundtrack they could have put in.
And that, all combined, makes for a great experience.
Yeah.
And people okay, let's take the gameplay from Dark Souls and call it a Souls-like. No, you have to have all of them, and you're not gonna be able to do them because you're not good enough.
Yep. It's so fucking weird to me. Like, yeah, I like the combat in Dark Souls. It's fun, but like, if I just like that, then I would think that Dark Souls 3 is like the best game ever.
Yeah, exactly.
You
right?
know? Yeah.
What were we talking about?
Talking about your fucking list.
Before that.
Before that? I don't fucking know.
Right?
I have like a 10-second brain.
Anyway, I think we often get lost in like criticizing each aspect of games, like the gameplay. Nier Automata gameplay, it's okay, right? The story is great. Graphics, not that great. Aesthetic, awesome. Even though some people say Nier's aesthetic is kind of okay, you know, it's kind of generic.
Yeah.
I disagree. I couldn't disagree more.
Yeah, I think it's great in its own way.
It suits the story
Yeah.
and the setting. And you know, I often think about this. Like, you can take Horizon Zero Dawn, for example. I can take a look at a screenshot of Horizon Zero Dawn, and I can take a look at the city of Nier Automata. Even though Horizon Zero Dawn looks maybe a million times better,
Sure.
I would prefer to look at the buildings and the fucking environment of Nier.
Because Nier is
Because
reflective
it
of
means
the game.
so
it's
much
in.
more. Yeah. And the music and the sound in Nier Automata is out of this world. It's the music, the dynamic.
It's on the moon
how
base.
dynamic it is. It's out of this
It's
world.
on the moon
okay?
base.
Yeah. I get the pun. You don't need to repeat it.
I'm a genius.
I appreciate it. Don't think it's that great, you know?
Yeah.
Your joke.
Yeah. I don't think you're that great of a joke.
Yeah, I'm not a joke, dude. I take myself seriously.
Yeah, that's the
And I take my games seriously,
that's the
okay?
fucking
I don't
joke.
think my games are games. I think my games
are so important. My favorite game is Nier Automata because it just means so much to me. No one cares.
I like the Zeldas. I like the Link and the Princess.
I don't. I like Spyro. I don't know why you didn't make fun of Spyro. That's wow. Good job, dude. You failed at making fun of me.
I think Spyro is great.
Wait, yeah. I think Nier is great.
But yeah,
I could fucking kiss you right
now. I think people, if we're looking outside the context of Breath of the Wild being a Zelda game, people will forget about it. It's
Yeah.
it's not as great as some of the other games that came out this year, like Hollow Knight.
Yeah.
In fact, here's the thing I'll say: Hollow Knight is the best Dark Souls since Dark Souls 1, including Dark Souls 2 and 3.
Yeah.
How about this for an opinion, huh? B?
Yeah.
I think it has the same type of feelings and emotions conveyed through its world and its story and the way it approaches level design and gameplay. I'm not saying those are the same, but kind of the approach or the end goal, it achieves kind of the same end goal. That's what I mean.
Yeah. Yeah. Games are complete experiences. Like, okay, Spyro is a good example of this. Because Spyro is one of my favorite games of all time, and it's held up almost entirely because of the aesthetics. But, like, that doesn't mean that if Spyro had really bad mechanics that I would, like, love it still. It is, like, a complete experience. It has all the shit.
Well,
it's just that it excels at things I
make
love.
the experience. Aesthetic can make the experience. I'm just saying it would be unfair for Spyro to be judged on only gameplay.
Yeah. Oh, exactly.
For example,
which I think is what
or
it is.
Only story.
Yeah. People look at it as like a mindless
You have to look
platform.
at the same picture.
Yeah. Whereas I see it and I'm like, this is something that, like, look, Stuart Copeland, he's a fucking dude. This guy made, like, legit super incredible art before making Spyro. Making the music for Spyro. It's not like when he made the music for Spyro, he went on easy mode. I think his soundtrack for Spyro 1, 2, and 3, his soundtracks are, like, his best work. And, like, that alone would be fucking crazy, and there's all kinds of other shit that went into those games that makes them insanely great that has almost nothing to do with gameplay. You know? Animation.
Yeah.
Like, the fucking, like, design of the world, the fucking, like, physics feel incredible.
Okay.
It's great.
Do you know who Skill Up is?
I think so.
He reviewed Nier Automata.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I watched that video.
Do you know who Angry Centaur Gaming is?
That doesn't sound familiar.
ACG. He does tons of reviews. He's one of the most prolific game reviewers on the YouTubes.
I'm using the Google.
Yeah.
Oh, this guy.
And-
Yeah, I like his videos sometimes.
They had an interview in the on the Skill Up channel, I think. I don't know. Anyway, and I think this is a real it's a good difference of reviews, because Angry Centaur Gaming, he has like categories in his reviews. He has
Yeah.
sound,
Which I don't like.
gameplay, story, and enjoyment factor at the end.
Oh, yeah.
And then he says buy it, wait for sale, rent it, which is, dude,
That's the part I
how
kind of
should-
like, but I don't. I also hate it. It depends on the type of game.
Well, here's the thing. I think those reviews are really useful, as much as I don't like them.
Yeah.
Because most consumers care about that thing.
Yeah.
Those things. They want to know if the game is worth buying, and I want to know if sound and story. But I'm just saying, these people are looking at games as toys, and they want them to be art.
Yeah. Like.
Whereas,
yeah,
for
I know what you
example,
mean.
Skill Up, in the Nier Automata review, he looks at the whole picture and judges the game as art, as an artistic piece. He doesn't care who will buy it. He's not there to sell the game. He's there to say what he felt and how he perceived the game, and whether you buy it or not, it's up to you.
Yep.
And that's the difference between judging the games as art and as toys. And there is nothing wrong with either of them. I don't like looking games as toys. But I'm just saying, people who judge games as toys they can't complain about them not being art.
Sure.
And having Oscars of video games. Fuck that, dude. You're not gonna have that.
Yeah, definitely. Like, I think it's like a having your cake and shoving it up your fat ass pussy at the same time. That's not the saying. Don't worry about it. Like, I appreciate those kind of like consumer focused reviews for when a game first comes
for
out,
sure.
because I legitimately
sure.
want to know if because most games I think I'm willing to just kind of wait on and pay less. But if multiple people come out and say like this is worth every penny, I'm like,
Of course.
okay, I might buy this now. That's all they're worth.
I'm not trying
They're
to
like,
diminish their value.
Yeah,
anyway,
exactly. But
at all.
those videos are not like, selling you the ideas and like the philosophies of the games, And you're right. Like, I think it'd be different if this ACG guy, if he also made, I don't know if he does this, if he also made like really hardcore analysis videos after he made the more like whatever kind of videos to follow them up,
His category, personal enjoyment, kind of goes into, looking at the game as art and what he felt.
Yeah.
And in the interview, he mentions this, my personal enjoyment factor is kind of that. But I think my viewers want me to look at the sound, graphics, and gameplay. And I think it's important because I'm trying to serve the consumer, right? Whereas Skill Up says right away, I don't care about that.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of putting Skill Up's review on like a pedestal as being better, but I like it more because it represents what I want from reviews.
It has more meaning.
Yeah, but I'm not trying to diminish the value of like consumer reviews like ACG at all. I think what he does is great. I think he's one of the best on YouTube at what he does specifically.
Yeah, he's really what I love about him is that he's got a great voice. He's really good at like articulating his point, and he just gets his shit done. Like his videos are very like short and concise, well, relatively. And he just kind of has like a mission, and he gets it out of the way, and he doesn't want to waste your time, which I like. But
Yeah.
They don't really mean much more than that. That's why I like completely forgot about him. But yeah.
Anyway, I think we have exhausted this topic
Yeah.
in regards to games.
Mm.
So let's talk about anime, our favorite things, right?
No!
No! Yeah.
Anything but this.
I prefer games
Same.
over anime. But anyway, I think anime is really important and it can do things that games can't.
Yeah.
But here's a question I have for you. What to you represents a 10 in anime?
It's usually something that like affects me in a way that is like far deeper than most other shows, on top of also being a fun time that I can like, it doesn't always have to be fun, but like being something that I would rewatch like probably a lot of times and still love.
Yeah.
Usually, I'm talking like if I were just to list them and like look over all of them and find like a consistency, because like I don't think that's true of Golden Time, or, for example, but you know, K-On! And Gurren Lagann and fucking Akira, like all this shit is like, it has that similar kind of feel. It affects me very deeply, and I can also like love it forever.
Well, I should first like elaborate. When we talk about scores, I'm also speaking for you because I assume we both have a similar view on this. I think scores are completely irrelevant.
Oh yeah,
they mean nothing except for your like personal meaning.
Yeah, it's like the only meaning they have is so you can remember which shows you like more than others.
Yeah, kind of like just ranking shows in your mind.
Yeah.
And I agree with everything you said about a 10, but I think 10 for me represents like what is the height of what this medium can achieve, right?
Sure.
What is the most I can get out of animation? And I think a 10 out of 10 has lost its meaning in a lot of people's minds.
Oh, definitely.
Because they get
regardless
caught
of our
up in
definitions, I think you and I
bullshit.
both have a very similar like way of giving out tens. It's a very rare thing, and when it's done, it means something.
Yeah, I gained my third 10 yesterday.
It's far fewer than I have.
Yeah. And for a second, I thought, maybe I should give Gurren Lagann a strong 9, but immediately, like a minute afterwards, I realized this can be nothing but a 10.
Yeah.
It made me think about so many things. I fucking cried like 5 times at the final 4 episodes.
That's good for like that's a good judgment for you. Here's the thing about me and crying. I cry at everything.
Yeah, me too. For sure.
I fucking watched the first episode of what the fuck's it called? I just made a video on it.
It's not the same type of crying.
Yeah, exactly. I made a video on A Place Further Than the Universe. That first episode made me tear up a little bit. It was so fucking good. But like,
yeah,
that's not like the same thing as.
I don't always cry because I'm very weird in this because people don't relate to me when I say this. I don't cry every time. I don't only cry when something is really sad. Mm-hmm. I sometimes cry when something is so good.
That's what happened. Yeah, that's why I'm. That's what happened with me like earlier today with Place Further Than the Universe. It's like he was so happy and great that I was like, this is too good.
Anyway,
yeah.
I wanted to say that people get caught up in this seasonal anime garbage.
Yeah.
And they give shows 10 that have no business having a 10.
I don't think they even like look over their Mal like lists that often.
Yeah, but for example, I really liked Made in Abyss, Hoseki no Kuni, the Girls Last Door anime. I really liked them a lot. And I kind of forget I lost my way. Kill reference. of what a 10 actually means
Don't
that I
lose
was
your
almost willing to give them a
way.
9. Even though those 3 shows, the scope, the
I
ambition,
have to find out who killed my dad.
okay, I'm not gonna talk anymore. Go on, sing your stupid song. I'm gonna help you.
Row, fight
I
the
gotta
power.
find out who killed my dad.
I love that line. It's so stupid.
I hear the voice of you in my mind.
That's right.
Right?
I think that's right.
Something like that. I don't know.
There's a guy who raps.
Anyway. Don't fucking do this anymore. I'm gonna punch you through the screen
Oh.
if you interrupt me again. With your stupid fucking
Sorry,
gassy.
your shit is so boring.
Okay. Good. I'm just, you can continue the podcast.
Okay. I have a question for you.
Okay, go on.
Do you think there's like too much art to consume in your lifetime?
No.
Slash, this is kind of a two-party thing. These are like really related. Do you have like a fear of never discovering something that could be your favorite piece of art and you just don't know like that it exists?
I had that fear for the past 5 months, I will say.
Until you watch Currently Gone.
Yeah. I mean, dude, in the last... Okay, I'm gonna go through all the shows I have watched in the last month.
Oh, no.
I'm gonna fly through them really quickly. Just so you can understand my desperate search of finding something truly great.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just fly through them quickly. Neju no Susume, Shingeki no Bahamut, Steins Gate, Juni Taisen, One Outs, Mahojin Guru Guru, Inuyashiki, Hoseki no Kuni, Girls Last Tour, Gundam Thunderbolt 2, Kaiji, K-On!, and at last, Gurren Lagann. All in 1 month. I watched all of that in 1 month in the hopes of finding something that I will like again. Because I was getting the feeling like those things are no more. They don't exist.
Yeah.
And I always have that feeling. Like, when am I going to find, my greatest of all time? In a way, there is too much art to consume. But I think if there wasn't the quantity,
What was that?
there wouldn't also be the quality.
What the fuck?
Did you hear that through my through my mic?
I think that's the
What are you
goat.
talking about?
That's the fucking goat. He's talking to us, bro.
I don't know what you mean.
The greatest of all time.
Anyway, what did you mean by too much art?
So,
I get a feeling you meant what I just said.
yeah, pretty much. So, like, I think you and I, like, at least I have, like, a idea of a bunch of shows and games in my head that I, like, need to get to someday that I know I'll probably love. But, like, it's easy to forget that there's a ton of shit out there that you and I have, like, no idea that it exists. But, like, it might be the greatest thing of all time, and only, like, a few people really know about it.
But is it worth searching through all that garbage to finally find that gem?
I don't know.
Is it worth it?
It depends on how much you enjoy
mean-
sifting through the garbage.
I was getting the feeling like I was losing my mind, dude.
Yeah.
Like maybe I've become too jaded and don't understand what greatness is anymore.
It's true.
And that's why I was kind of lowering my standard just because I was desperately trying to get that one. And that's what I meant by losing my way.
Yeah.
Like, how many shows do you think are left that are pure 10 out of 10 for you. I'm talking 10 out of 10 on the level of like your favorite 3 shows.
Yeah.
How many you think are left that already exist?
Probably like 3 or 4, maybe.
Yeah.
If I really search through everything.
I think about the same, yeah. For me.
Yeah, there's a bunch of shit that I just need to watch. That's basically it.
And, you know, there are thousands of shows.
Yeah. Tens of thousands. That's not even including the shitty
Even though-
American shows.
To be fair,
Western shows.
you're probably not gonna find a 10 in a show that is rated below, like, what, 7?
On Mal?
Probably. Yeah,
Let me think.
I'm talking probability.
Yeah, probability wise, yeah, you're probably right. I mean, let me look. No, Rekka 7 has over an 8. Interesting. I never thought about it
No,
this way.
dude, all your shows have a score of 8, so I mean there is not as much as we think there is.
K-On! Season 1 is not, well, it's got like a 7.8, but whatever. I know what you mean. It's like you don't want to sift through all the shit that's like a 6 or a 7 in the hopes that it's gonna be amazing.
Well, in a way though, it's even more painful to search through all the good shows and not finding the 10. Because then you actually think you're really losing your mind.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess for me, I don't really. That's the difference between you and I. I don't really look for this shit. It just kind of shows up for me. Like,
Well,
I just watch
I don't
everything,
look-
and I'm like,
I don't look too often either.
yeah,
I just need a 10 out of 10 experience
Every once in
in
a while.
like some form of art to make me feel again, to make me feel like I'm actually still enjoying things. And the unfortunate situation of the last year was that I experienced all my 3 10 out of 10s in the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
That was Nier Automata, Kill la Kill, and the movie Underground. And I didn't get that through the rest of the year.
yeah. But is there anything else you wanted to say about fucking art?
I have a question related to the scores. Really quick. It's a really quick question. Do you think anime is often overrated or underrated by majority of viewers?
Absolutely.
Which one of those? Over or under?
I mean, it can happen with both, like both ways.
Exactly. That's my answer. That anime is in this weird from 6 to 8 score. It's either like if you look at the worst shows, I'm talking your fucking handshakers of the year. They have like what? A score of 40, 48.
Let me see. 5.7.
5.7.
Yeah, actually. That's weird.
And you know, Eromanga Sensei. That probably has like a 6.
You wish. 6.95. Right on the line.
Wow. Those are the shows that should be like 2s and 3s
Yeah.
at best. And you know, you look at Gurren Lagann. What is the score of that show?
It's like 8.5, I think.
Yeah.
Like, I not really related to what you were saying. 8.74. So I actually respect Handshakers a lot more than I do Eromanga Sensei.
Yeah, but would you give it
A higher score?
a score of 6?
No, absolutely not.
Yeah.
Probably more like a 4. Yeah, at best.
Yeah.
But whatever.
And this doesn't really happen with movies, does it?
No, not usually.
Movies have a more balanced score, I think.
Yeah, I mean,
Like-
I don't know if it's just because I'm a fucking movie normie, but like, typically people make fun of this kind of person a lot, and I don't really get it. Like, 9 times out of 10, if I see a Rotten Tomatoes score that's like between 80 and 90, I'll probably like it. It's very rare I go and see a movie.
You mean the user scores, right?
No, I don't pay attention.
Or the
I don't give a
critics?
shit about the user scores. I just pay attention to the
Oh, you
critics.
mean the
scores.
critics?
Yeah.
Okay. Because the critics, I don't. IMDb. I don't look at Rotten
I don't know
Tomatoes
how.
for
I don't
some
know
reason
about
ever.
IMDb. I don't know if there's like a difference.
IMDb is like user-generated score.
Yeah, yeah. So I imagine there's a pretty big
and-
difference between the Rotten Tomatoes scores and the IMDb ones.
But 9 out of 10 times, I agree with the user score. I think mostly like the very best shows often have a score of like 8 to 9.
Yeah.
Some of the best shows have a 9.2, 9 point, which is, you know, the most, like 9.2, for example, is pretty much a 10.
Yeah.
Because, you know, a movie is never going to have like a 10 out of 10 rating because some people are going to score it lower. But 9.2 is pretty much means a 10.
Yeah.
And the best movies have a 10. And the worst movies have a really shitty score.
Sure.
And with games, I think it's for the most part somewhat accurate. But not with anime. I find.
I don't know.
I'm talking somewhat.
Yeah. Okay. With games, it's
The user scores.
What's generally
scores,
true about
I should
games
say.
is that like, if a game is highly regarded, it's probably worth playing.
Yeah.
But you should try to play things that pique your interest, even if they fall out of that range. That's true of everything. But like,
Anyway,
I don't know.
Yeah.
I know what you're saying. It's just games like I've played so many fucking games that people don't like and I think are amazing. I don't know.
anyway, this has nothing to do with art.
No, not really.
You know, but like I said in the beginning, this is like the most podcast we ever made. So it's fine. And we're approaching the end.
We are.
This is
It's
it.
time for me to get sucked
Yeah.
into the void.
Have anything else to say?
I don't want to go back.
You want to end this?
I don't.
How do you want to end this?
No, because then I have to go to the void.
Oh no!
Don't send me back.
Of course we're gonna scream at the end again. No! Oh no!